get ready for a dip into fun and fantasy. It's the underwater hit show, Land of the Lost. And today is Grand Prize Day. The Land of the Lost is brought to you by Bosco. Bosco Milk Amplifier, the rich chocolate-flavored syrup that makes milk taste better than a soda fountain treat. Yes, milk is the world's best food drink, and Bosco makes it even better.
You like Bosco hot, you like Bosco cold. You go, I go, we all go for Bosco. And now, the Bosco Company presents The Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost, a kingdom fair as a dream. It lies far under the sea mysteriously, shining with ripples that glimmer and gleam.
And here is the discoverer of the Land of the Lost, Isabel Manning Hewson.
I wish I could tell you how mysterious and beautiful the Land of the Lost is. That enchanted kingdom at the bottom of the sea, where all lost things are gathered together. My brother Billy and I are the only Earth people who've ever been there, and we'd never have heard of it if we hadn't made friends with the wise talking fish, Red Lantern. Red Lantern gave us magic seaweed so we could breathe underwater. He used to meet us every week at the lake near our house and guide us down through a tunnel that led to the ocean. There we'd catch a fast sea current to the Land of the Lost. One day, when we were floating along near the border of the kingdom...
Ooh, it's kind of chilly, isn't it, Red Lantern?
Yes, you said a ponful, Billy. Coldest spring I can remember. Why, I noticed when I went by this morning that the Lady of the Lake's palace was still frozen up tight as a...
Hey, look! Who's that?
Where, Billy? Who do you mean?
That queer-looking fish over there snooping around those coral bushes.
Why, rock my rudder, don't you recognize him? It's Shadlock Bones, the deep-sea detective. Ahoy there, Shadlock!
Aha! Red Lantern! And the Earth Children.
What in the name of Neptune are you doing way out here, Shadlock? Hunting for spring flowers?
Don't jest, my friend. You see me in the midst of the most difficult, the most urgent, the most desperate task of my entire career.
Oh, my golly. What's it all about, Mr. Bones?
There's danger afloat, my boy. Danger to the entire kingdom. I'm trying to get to the root of it. Haven't you noticed the sinister chill in the water?
Well, I certainly have. Seems to be getting colder by the minute.
Aha! That's it, Red Lantern. By the minute. And by the inch. There's a dreadful wall of cold creeping steadily over our border. Look at those coral bushes.
Mercy, they're covered with ice.
Precisely. The temperature has dropped 30 degrees here in the last hour.
Jiminy!
I've been checking it everywhere.
Howling hurricanes. This is serious.
Serious? Why, at this rate, Red Lantern, the very heart of the kingdom will soon be menaced. It will be frozen, sealed tight, and that's not the worst. If this cold keeps up, nothing green will sprout, and that means starvation.
Starvation?
Yes, Billy. Without food, none of us denizens can remain here. There will be a mass migration, and the Land of the Lost will be deserted, unguarded, finished.
Oh, Red Lantern, how dreadful.
I just can't understand what's causing this horrible cold. After all, it is April, and
there's some evil power at the back of it, Red Lantern. I feel it in all my 438 bones.
Golly.
Some enemy is trying to destroy the Land of the Lost, and he must be stopped, whoever he is. Now you know what a fearful task I have undertaken.
Yes, it's a grim situation, all right. But I have an idea.
Remarkable. Adieu.
Come on, Tadpoles.
Well, what are you going to do, Red Lantern?
Why, get some warm weather started if it sinks me. Somebody has got to give the seasons a good jog.
But But nobody can do anything about the season.
Oh, is that so? Well, you're in for a shock then, my two-legged friend.
Huh?
Because we're going to catch an ocean current right now to the place where one of the seasons gets organized.
What's that?
The headquarters of Spring Incorporated. Well, it won't be long now, Small Fry. See that building we're coming to?
Why, a sort of factory.
With the name painted over the door. Spring Incorporated. Gosh, you'd think Spring was a business.
Don't you think it isn't, Billy? Come in and see for yourself.
Oh, mercy! Look at all the queer little people hurrying about in funny brown working clothes.
What are they doing, Red Lantern?
Well, why don't you ask them, Billy? Hey, you there, carrying that plumber's wrench.
Oh, me?
What are you fellas up to?
Why, I'm a sap starter, brother.
A sap starter?
Sure. Me and my gang turn on the sap in the maple trees every year.
Yeah? Well, what about those chaps over there with the pointed shoes?
We're clodhoppers, mister. Our job is breaking up the hard clods of ice after they've been frozen all winter.
My gracious.
Sure, I suppose you Earth people think spring just happens, complete with birds and flowers and green leaves and everything.
Why, yes.
Well, it don't. It takes a heap of spade work ahead of time to get things in shape. A whole army of us.
Sure. Brook openers.
Mother downers.
Pusher uppers. We make with the crocuses.
And we're all getting ready for that certain season.
Oh, just when you're weary of days that are dreary and ugly and wintry and raw,
When there isn't a sign of a thaw.
And you think that there should be a law.
without any warning, along comes a morning that makes you start smiling and bing. All of a sudden it's spring.
So that's how it happens.
A few days ago you were shoveling snow with a chill in your fingers and toes.
There were icicles hanging in rows.
And a drop on the end of your nose.
But now it seems funny, the weather's so sunny, the birds have all started to sing. Tra-la, tweet-tweet, tra-la, tweet-tweet, and all of a sudden it's spring. All of a sudden it's spring.
Yes, ma'am, and you can thank us for all that.
Here, what's going on? Who's that? You sap starters were due up in the North Woods this morning.
We just got the order, sir.
Well, trickle along then, boys, and why, Red Lantern! Howdy there!
Cheerio, Mr. Chirrup.
Cheerio!
That's the assistant manager, Tadpoles, Mr. Chirrup. Now, I'm going to register a routine complaint and see how it's handled.
You mean...
Now, just keep your ears open. What we want to find out is whether anyone here is deliberately holding up the season.
Well, what can I do for you, Red Lantern?
It's about the Lady of the Lake, Mr. Chirrup. The poor lady's palace is still frozen up tight.
What?
Nobody's been up there to let her out.
Croaking crocuses. That's bad.
Bad? It's an aqua calamity. What caused the delay?
Well, I wouldn't know, Red Lantern. That district is always handled by the Vernal Director himself.
The Vernal Director?
Oh, he's the big boss here. Mr. Green, you know.
Well, I haven't met him, but I think I'd better do so at once.
Oh, sorry, sir. I'm afraid that's impossible.
How's that?
Mr. Green is laid up with a bad case of spring fever. A very bad case. Uh-oh. He won't see anyone. Not even members of the staff, like myself.
But leaking lily pads, Chirrup, this is important.
Oh, your complaint isn't the only one we've had since the Vernal Director took sick, Red Lantern. Our whole schedule has been upset. We're behindhand everywhere.
Hear that? Looks as if we're on the right track, Tadpoles.
Mr. Chirrup! Mr. Chirrup!
Yes, Miss Bubble?
What am I going to do about that shipment of buds for the state of Maine? I slipped the order under Mr. Green's door yesterday, but he hasn't okayed it yet.
Red Lantern, meet Miss Bubble, our head bud checker.
How do you do?
She counts the buds, you know, and sends them out to branch offices all over the world.
I see.
Red Lantern has just reported another muddle, Miss Bubble. The Lady of the Lake is still frozen in.
Oh, my blessed lilacs, what next?
Come now. See here, Chirrup, I told you this is urgent. The Lady of the Lake is a prisoner under the ice. Haven't you a melting squad available?
Oh, yes. But we can't send them out without a signed order.
It might cost us our jobs, Red Lantern.
Yes.
And we don't dare approach Mr. Green.
Well, I dare approach him. Write me out an order, and I'll get his signature in a splash.
Take care, Red Lantern. You don't want to catch spring fever.
Fins and fiddlesticks. That's one thing that never hooked a fish yet.
Well, here's an order, then. And Miss Buttle will take you up to the director's office.
Thank you.
Come on, Isabel. We're not scared of spring fever either.
It's awfully catching. But this way, up the stairs. This dreadful attack of Mr. Green's has just about ruined our record. I suppose they're all gloating about it over at Winter Headquarters.
Jiminy, has winter got its own gang just like spring?
Certainly. They run the earth to suit themselves for 3 months every year. And do they hate to let go when it's our turn?
Hey, how much further?
This way, please. One more flight. Of course, Winter Headquarters have to hand the keys over to us about the middle of March. But the longer they can hang on up there and interfere with our work, the happier they are.
Well, here's the top of the stairs. Which way now, Miss Butler? Top of the stairs.
Excuse me if I don't go any nearer. The contagion, you know.
Last door on the right. Oh, here it is, with gold lettering on it. Mr. Green, Vernal Director.
But Isabel, look at the big sign hung underneath. Danger, spring fever.
Oh.
Positively no admittance.
Go away, Chirrup.
He thinks you're Chirrup.
This isn't Chirrup, Mr. Green. I'm Red Lantern from the Land of the Lost.
I don't care who you are. Don't bother me.
Oh, dear.
I'm afraid I must bother you, Mr. Green. Open the door, Billy.
Well, I wonder what Billy and Isabel will find behind that door. We'll hear in a moment. But fever or no fever, spring's a fine time to have fun. And that's going to mean plenty of calls for tempting, chocolatey Bosco and milk. Because Bosco's brim full of energy, gives you extra iron, helps give you extra pep. The kind of pep you budding athletes will need for roller skating and for batting out home runs. You know, all champions get their iron every day. So you Land of the Lost champs, get yours the easy, delicious Bosco way. Extra vitamin D in Bosco, too. That's to grow on. Remember, it's easy as pie to measure out a spoonful or two of Bosco into a glass of milk. Stir it up, and brother, if you like chocolate-flavored treats, you've got one in that grand-tasting Bosco and milk. Every drop's going to do you good, and every drop tastes well. If you've been missing out on Bosco, better turn over a new leaf. Spring to the store today for a jar of luscious chocolate-flavored Bosco Milk Amplifier. You'll go for Bosco any season. Now, back to the Land of the Lost. Red Lantern and the Pollywogs have just walked boldly past a no admittance sign into the office of Mr. Green, the big director of Spring Incorporated.
What does this mean? How dare you break in here? Can't you see I'm a sick man?
Holy smoke, look at him. An ice pack on his head.
And a blanket way up to his ears.
Can't you people read? Didn't you see the sign on the door? You'll all catch this terrible spring fever.
got me sneezing. It's got me wheezing. Please go away. My hands are burning. My feet are freezing. Come again another day.
No, we won't come another day.
My head is dizzy. I'm in a tizzy. My pulse is 102. I'm seeing spots, sir, and polka dots, sir. Won't you kindly say adieu? Adieu.
No, I won't say adieu. Not until you've signed this order, Mr. Director.
It won't take a minute, Mr. Green.
Order? What order? Let Chirrup take care of it.
Oh, Chirrup won't act without your signature, Mr. Green.
Well, then they'll have to wait like the rest. Look at my desk. I'm snowed under with orders. Oh, my eyes. My nose.
Gee whiz, do you want the Lady of the Lake to be frozen in all summer?
Dithering daffodils, Mr. Green. This can't wait. Billy, hand him Green. This can't wait. Billy, hand him that pen.
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. There. Now leave me alone. And don't send any more papers up here because I won't sign them. I'm a sick man, can't you see? And mind you close that door tight.
Phew. If that's spring fever, deliver me.
You said a punful, Billy. And that ice pack can't be too good for the fellow.
Oh, you wouldn't think he'd need when his room was so cold. I'm glad to get back where you can...
There. Well, what luck, Red Lantern?
Did you see the Vernal Director?
Oh, yes, he favored us with a few whiffles and sniffles. Here's your order, Chirrup.
Well. Congratulations. We'll get busy on it right away. Oh, Miss Bubble, make a copy, please, while I call the foreman of the melting squad.
Certainly, Mr. Chirrup.
Hello? Oh, is that you, Torchy? Now, look, I want you...
Oh, wait, Mr. Chirrup.
Huh?
This signature here on the order.
Well, what about it, Miss Bubble? It's right on the dotted line.
Oh, yes, sir. It's in the proper place. But it's not Mr. Green.
Huh? Not Mr. Green's signature?
No.
Here, let me look again. Well, I'll be nipped in the bud.
Now, wait a minute. This is too much. There's no question about that signature. These tadpoles and I witnessed the signing ourselves.
Well, I don't think I doubt your word, Red Lantern, but you see, Mr. Green always makes a great flourish with his capital G.
And these letters are all cramped together.
Yes, galloping guffies. At this rate, we'll be here all summer. Do you mean you're going to hold this confounded order up again just because you don't like the tail on a G?
Oh, I'm afraid to let it pass with this signature, Red Lantern. It would never stand in court.
Then for the love of salt mackerel, come back to the director's office with me yourself, you and Miss Buddle. I'll see that Mr. Green confirms this signature in front of both of you. Spring fever or no spring fever.
Dear me, this hall is dreadfully chilly.
Yes, indeed. More like December than...
No, never mind the temperature. Billy, hurry ahead and knock on Mr. Green's door.
Okay, Red Lantern. Hey, am I screwing
My
up?
gracious, Billy, the door. It's changed color. It was brown before, and now it's all white and sparkling.
White, did you say?
Great Gudgeon's ghost. It's completely covered with frost.
Oh, frost!
What?
How could it be?
Mr. Green! Mr. Green!
Oh, what can be the matter? Mr. Green, sir, are you there?
Mr. Green! Mr. Green! Oh, why doesn't he answer?
Here, open up, Billy. This is where the trouble is coming from, and no mistake.
I can't, Red Lantern. The knob won't even turn. It's frozen tight.
Frozen?
Get your melting squad up here on the double, Chirrup. Even my diamond key won't open this. Come on.
Oh, not that way, Red Lantern. I have a better idea. Follow me.
Hey, where are you taking us, Chirrup?
Down the back stairs. I know a way of getting into that room from the floor below.
Oh, you mean there's another entrance?
Yes. Up a narrow little flight of steps that leads from the back hall into Mr. Green's storage closet. A sort of shortcut. Hasn't been used for years.
Oh, hurry, Mr. Chirrup. Don't bother with explanations when our dear director is lying up there unconscious.
Oh, I didn't see anything so dear about him.
Oh, you don't know Mr. Green, Billy. The poor man hasn't been himself lately, but he's the kindest, warmest, most tender-hearted.
Well, here we are. This is the little door that gives on the private staircase.
Hold on. It's locked.
Oh, then we're sunk.
Sunk my pilot light. Stand aside there. This diamond key of mine will open any lock. There now. Go ahead.
Jiminy!
Great gudgeons, ghost.
Help! Help! Oh, Bobby!
Merciful daytime. It's Mr. Green.
My golly, he must have fallen down the stairs.
He knocked his ice pack and blanket off.
Oh, Mr. Chirp, Red Lantern, is he?
No. Quiet, Miss Buttle. He's not dead. He's only stunned. Here, wrap your coat around him, Chirp.
Yes.
Isabel, rub his wrist.
I'll be ruined. My career is ruined.
No, Mr. Green. No, you're going to be all right,
The
sir.
violets, the hyacinths, my responsibility. Let me go.
Please, sir, please. Don't you know me? I'm Chirrup.
Chirrup?
Yes, sir.
Miss Bundle. Then where am I?
You're ill, Mr. Green.
Hey.
You just fell down the private staircase.
Fell? No, it's all a plot. Help me up.
Lie still, Mr. Green. Lie still. There's no plot.
Help me, I say. Up to my office. There's no time to lose.
Oh, what shall I do, Red Lantern? I can't hold him. He's out of his head.
Red Lantern? Is this Red Lantern?
Better humor him. There, sir. Lean on me. Take his other arm, Chirp.
No, make haste.
Oh, we are, sir. We are. Now, only a few more stairs.
Yes.
This dark little room at the top must be the storage closet,
Yes, straight through it, Red Lantern. Now, there's the back door that opens into my office.
Who's that?
Billy, look! There at the desk, with his ice pack on.
It's the guy we met before. The real Mr. Green.
No. It's an imposter.
I am the real Mr. Green, the Vernal Director.
Yes, that's right.
That cold-blooded scoundrel you see before you is Mr. Wintergreen from Midwinter Headquarters. Snatch off his ice cap, Red Lantern.
Out of my way or I'll freeze your marrow.
No, Wintergreen, the game is up. Block the door, Earth Boy.
Yes, sir.
Chirrup,
Yes,
turn
Mr.
on
Green.
the sun lamp.
Yes, Mr. Green.
Stop. Not that. It was only a joke.
A joke?
When you've been hurling up the whole blooming season all over the world and nearly destroyed the land of the lost.
I tell you, it was all in fun. We winterfolk were only trying to steal a march on spring.
Falderal! You'd have stolen in April, too, if you hadn't been caught. Do you know the low trick he played on me, Red Lantern?
What's that?
He came here to deliver the keys of the season, found me alone in the office, and overpowered me when my back was turned.
Oh, Mr. Green!
Then he switched off all the heat and turned my storage closet into a cold storage closet. I tried to escape down the stairs, and that's all I remember.
Yes, and he, the old chilblain, passed himself off as the Vernal Director disguised in blankets and an ice bag.
Oh, that spring fever gag was a clever trick.
Yes, but the signature gave him away, Chirrup, once you and Miss Buttle went into a huddle over that order.
Well, now that Mr. Green is back on the job, we'll have the Lady of the Lake out of the ice in no time.
Yep, and Shadrach Bones can spread the good news down under.
Listen, what's that?
Mr. Green! Mr. Sheriff!
Oh, it's Torchy and the melting squad. They've discovered the frozen front door.
And they're working on it. The frost is melting away. They're coming through, boys.
We were worried.
Uncle Vernal Director, okay?
Yes, I'm okay now, boys, and raring to go. Spring Incorporated is 5 billion new leaves to turn over.
Now you're talking.
Send out the sunbeam spreaders, the brook starters, the pussy willow patrol.
Yes, sir.
Are the robins ready?
All tuned up, sir, right across the hall.
Then on your way, the lot of you, with a hey nonny nonny.
Oh, but sir,
Yes?
what about that rascal who tried to sabotage the works?
By bluebells, I'd forgotten about him. Where is the fellow?
You won't have to fret about him, Mr. Director.
Eh?
The first breath of real spring that came through that door was all it took. Mr. Wintergreen is out cold.
In spite of his treason, we've rescued the season. He hasn't accomplished a thing. La la, tweet, tweet, la la, tweet, tweet. All of a sudden it's spring. All of a sudden it's spring.
And all of a sudden, it's going to be lucky 7 times, so hold everything.
So how about you boys and girls celebrating spring and Lucky 7 time with a good big drink of wonderful tasting chocolatey Bosco and milk? And if you want to break the ice the next time you have a party, here's how. Just serve tall glasses of Bosco and milk at the start of the party. Now, all you have to do is stir 1 or 2 spoonfuls of Bosco into each glass. Fill her up with milk, and there you are. Everybody's happy, including Mother, because she knows Bosco is good for all you boys and girls. Full of iron that helps give you energy. So tell her there'll be no spring fever at your house with a jar of Bosco in the cupboard. And tell Mom Bosco is thrifty, too, so extra chocolatey rich it goes farther. Get in the swing with spring. Get Bosco today.
Now, Lucky 7 time, the big moment when we announce the names of the boys and girls who have sent in the most interesting letters about treasures they've lost and won't return. Here they come. First, to Robert Whithead of Seattle, Washington, go toy twin ferry boats for his fine letter about the ones his younger brother lost. And to a little fellow 4 years old who spent 6 hours writing his 1-page letter all by himself goes a fine cap pistol. I hope he blows the roof off with it. He is Bobby Shepard of Columbia, Missouri, and he did a wonderful job.
Second, Dawn O'Day Hart of Joliet, Illinois, wins an extra fancy automatic pencil that writes with lead of different colors. And Patsy Hold of Plandome, Long Island, is the winner of a Bambi mascot for her club called Red Lanterns Tadpoles. Patsy and the members are all Brownie Scouts.
Third, 14-year-old Harry Partlow of Corinth, Mississippi, wins a super-duper flashlight. And to Marguerite Ann Maynard in the School for the Blind at Jacksonville, Illinois, goes a lovely doll to replace the one she lost, named Rose.
Fourth, a brand new set of jacks is on the way to Janet Hetrick of East Salt Lake City, Utah. And a ball of kite string will soon help Larry Martin of Columbus, Ohio, fly his new box kite. A green leather wallet with a zipper goes to Dorothea Moriarty of Chicago, Illinois, treasurer of a Land of the Lost club, the Six Jolly Jackfish. All members call each other by Land of the Lost names, King Find-All, Red Lantern, and so forth. They buy all our comic magazines and listen to all of our programs. And by the way, the latest Land of the Lost comic is on the newsstands now. Get your copy.
Fifth, 14-year-old Tom Mannion of Detroit, Michigan, who has listened to the Land of the Lost since it first started, is the winner of a beautiful hunting knife in a leather case. And 12-year-old Sue Seeger of Crèvecoeur, Missouri, president of the Happy Helpers Land of the Lost Club, wins a Monopoly set.
Sixth, Donald Wurst of Passaic, New Jersey, is going to be the happy owner of a turtle to make up for his lost friend Sniffer. And another turtle is heading for Ray Allen of Madison, Illinois.
Seventh, Michael Craich, member of the Captain Pine Club of Brooklyn, New York, wins a handsome stamp album. And Alice Faye Pfeiffer of St. Louis, Missouri, gets a set of Land of the Lost comics. Alice lost hers. Now, do you know what day this is? The day we award our special grand prize. Remember I told you last week that on our first program each month, we would award an extra grand prize in addition to the Lucky 7. This prize to go to the boy or girl who has sent in the most outstanding letter of the month. Today, it's a tie between a boy and a girl. The girl is Dinah Lifshutz of Brooklyn, New York, whose splendid letter wins her a beautiful hand-wrought copper bracelet. The boy is Edward Meserve of Florence, South Carolina, who wins, just listen to this, the very finest bicycle we could find.
I bet the rest of you boys and girls wouldn't mind winning those prizes. Well, you've all got a chance because, remember, besides Lucky 7 time, which comes every week, there'll be a grand prize, too, on the first program of every month.
All you have to do to win is send us a letter about something you've lost and want returned. Just write simply, in your own words, telling what you've lost and why you would like to have it back. For the letters our judges consider the most interesting, we will send the nearest possible duplicate of whatever that lost thing may be, whether it's a wagon or a pearl necklace.
Write your name and address plainly and send letters or postcards to the Land of the Lost, American Broadcasting Company, Radio City, New York. That's the Land of the Lost, American Broadcasting Company, Radio City, New York.
Congratulations to all you winners, and to the rest of you, remember our motto, never say lost. Don't forget, you can write as often as you like. And be with us next week to hear how a wicked timepiece named Two-Faced Tom plots against old Grandfather Clock.
Tune in same time, same station when Bosco takes you again to the Land of the Lost. The Land of the Lost is an original story by Isabel Manning Hewson. The director is Cyril Armbruster, vocal arrangements Peggy Marshall, lyrics Barbara Miller, musical background by John Winters. And this is your announcer, Stuart Metz.
This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.